Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking in on our webinar. My name is Jia-Yi Cheng-Levine. I am Dean of International Affairs and Global Engagement at College of the Canyons. Today, I have the pleasure of talking with two excellent individuals more of the roundtable style of having a conversation about what it's like to study in community college, and then why do they choose to study at the College of the Canyons, and what has studying at College of the Canyons has done for them in terms of life, in terms of academic path, and their passion. So I have two people here that I am just very proud of associating myself with. One is Ysabella Colwell, and one is John Garzon. So Ysabella, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
Of course. Hi, I'm Ysabella. I'm a first-year student at College of the Canyons, and I also work as the student ambassador for the International Services program at the school. I basically provide a student voice for students or prospective students.
Wonderful. How about you, John?
Hi there, everyone. My name is John Garzon, and I work with the Office of International Services and Programs. I'm a staff member. I specifically focus on recruitment and international recruitment. So I help Dean Cheng-Levine kind of go around and meet our international partners and bring students to our school, the kind of the core of the program.
Wonderful. So since community college is not a concept that most people are familiar with, I thought we will use just a few slides to help people have a better understanding of how community college works. And along the way, I'll bring in Ysabella and John to share their experience with the audience. This way, not just me talking as a dean, as a former college professor, and now as administrator, I think it's more important, like Ysabella said, that we bring in students' voice to tell about their experiences, that way students can relate better to what it's like to study at the College of the Canyons. So I'm going to share my PowerPoint. So here, I hope you can all see well with the presentation. What I want to do is, thank you. So let's take a look here. College of the Canyons, as you can see, that this is our beautiful campus. It's situated in Southern California. And in the as you are listening to our dialogue, please feel free to, if there's a chat box function that's available, please feel free to add questions or comments to it. So College of the Canyons, we're in Southern California, in the United States, as you already know. And I love this area because it's just absolutely gorgeous when it comes to how close we are to the beach. As you can, how close you are to the beach. That's me riding on the beach on the bike, and I loved it. And I just love the very active lifestyle here. And just overall, a safe environment. It's beautiful. The weather is perfect. As mentioned briefly, we're College of the Canyons. We are called Santa Clarita Community College District because we are located in the city called Santa Clarita. We're one of the 114 community colleges in the United States in California. What's our vision? We want to bring the best out in every student, therefore fully equip students like you to make a significant difference for the betterment of our society. And we truly believe it in our soul. We think that's our DNA, especially in the international education program. Our alumni and the students like John Garzon, they will be known, they should be known in the world for their values, their spirit of leadership and achievement. And we're very proud that we believe we're being able to accomplish our vision. How does our college help students succeed? Number one, as you know, if you don't live in a safe environment, you really cannot do well in school. So we are located in one of the top 25 safest cities in California. And you see a lot more pictures. See how beautiful this place and the surrounding areas are. You will have very strong staff support for our students. We offer plenty of online classes for those students who wish to take online classes. And the best yet for students who want to transfer to four-year universities, we have transfer guarantee programs with California State University and the University of California. Very quickly, As you are aware, California, not just California, U.S. higher education, you have primary education system, what we call the elementary school. Then you have junior high and senior high. That's what we call the secondary education school system. And when students finish what we call secondary education, they enter college, and that's pretty much across the world. So most students are already familiar with that. One thing that students are not familiar with is what we call associate degree. The majority of the world, 195 countries in the world, I would say maybe 5 countries who understand or have similar to associate degree programs. And this is what we are. We are community college. Then we offer associate degrees programs. And then people start thinking, well, then what does that do for me? Right? That doesn't do much. Actually, on the contrary, it can do a lot for students. One, with the degree, students can transfer to bachelor's degree study as a junior at the 3rd year, and then they just finish 2 more years at the bachelor at the 4-year university, and then they graduate from universities like anybody else who studied for 4 years. John will talk a little bit about that. And then in terms of the 2 years of the student associate degree, some students may not know. After you come to community college and then complete your community college associate degree or certificate program, you're allowed to work for a year before you need to continue or you want to continue again. So students get that extra 1 year of work experience in the United States. So next, I would like to bring in Ysabella. Ysabella, could you tell us a little bit why you chose community college and then why you chose College of the Canyons?
Yes, of course. So I actually moved to Los Angeles from Canada about 5 or 6 years ago to start a career in the film industry, dance industry as a performer. After I got into an accident, I kind of needed to reevaluate. And I wanted to go back to school. I've always loved school and wanted to be a part of it. I've loved psychology, so that's something I was really passionate about. And one of the best psychology schools in the country is UCLA, which I didn't think I would be able to get into after being out of high school for 6 years and having not completed an SAT for 6 years. There was a lot of different factors, and I definitely couldn't afford it. So when I started looking into community colleges and the transfer guarantee, it felt like almost like a trick to get into the school. It was so simple. So College of the Canyons in particular, the tuition's only $5,000 a semester. I have friends going to UCLA who are paying almost $50,000 to basically take the same classes that I'm taking. And something really special about College of the Canyons is their teachers really, really care. They really put in that extra effort, even though they're just general education classes. So I definitely think I made the right choice in choosing this school. It has such a high transfer rate to more elite schools like UCLA and UC Berkeley that it was almost a no-brainer. I can't imagine going to school for 4 years at $20,000, $45,000 a year. So it was a great choice for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it will bring you back in a little bit. So as Ysabella said, students, for example, they may be out of school for a while, or students still in high school, or students just graduate from high school. So who can study at the College of Canyons? I'm going to tell you this is probably hard to believe. Pretty much everybody can study at the College of the Canyons. If you're in high school, we have a special process for you to do. Even though you're in Canada, in China, if you want to start studying at College of the Canyons, you can. We have a special process for that for high school students. And if you graduate from high school, even better. Really easy. Let us know. So you want to start looking to applying to us 1 semester before you finish your high school. Or like Ysabella, she came here with the intention of a different pathway and ended up realizing she really wants to go to school. So she may be out of high school for a while. She's 18 years of age, and then she decided, I'm going to go back to school, and then she chose College of Canyons. In this way, as you can see, there will be no qualifying test for you to take. You don't have to take SAT. You don't have to take AP, for example. What you need is, for example, we want to know what English level is. And this is Ysabella, coming from Canada. Of course, we didn't need her to take an English test. And then some other countries, we may just need to have to take an English test at home. That's with very low cost. Now, let's say you decide, okay, this sounds pretty cool, right? So then, but what would I study? What do you guys offer? Because we emphasize on 2+2. We emphasize on the first 2 years of the 4-year degree program. So the first year, everywhere in the United States, you can take about the same kind of class, what we call general education major prep classes. The general education such as sociology, English, biology, PE, counseling, geography, US history, for example. Doesn't matter you take it here or you spend almost, I don't know, 5-7 times more of the tuition. Take it at other universities, you get the same college credits. So that's why we say, why don't you start a community college? Because those classes are guaranteed transfer. And then you will continue to take some other general education classes, and then you will have and some more major prep classes, 60 units, and then you transfer to junior as a junior to a 4-year university. Here is hopefully a good visual aid for you to see. As you can see, College of the Canyons, COC, we're right here, and it's very close to the beach. About 45 minutes, you can get to the beach with no problem. Santa Clarita, Santa Monica, or you want to go to Ventura. Either way, a lot of beach up and down the coast. So you study at College of the Canyons, and you can transfer to 20 choices, guaranteed transfer. 23 campuses at the California State University, 9 campuses at University of California, in addition to the other 2,000 campuses across the country. So I'm going to have John talk a little bit about a few successful stories.
Yes, absolutely. Kind of dovetailing with what Ysabella was saying before about a kind of COC feeling like it's a trick in some ways. I think there's a lot of truth to that, and there's kind of a twofold element to that. So on the one hand, it's such a huge cost savings, which we always like to emphasize for our international students, because that can really be life-changing to be able to emerge from school with substantially less debt. It gives you more financial freedom. But the other upside is that because of the nature of COC, because we're a community college, because we're a smaller institution than UCLA, UC Berkeley, you don't end up with as many of the large lecture style kind of courses. A lot of our classes and core curriculum is delivered in very small individualized methods. And that really allows students to develop and to benefit so much in ways that you can't necessarily get at a 4-year university, because the scale of those institutions is so large, they're not able to give you the same kind of degree of individualized attention. And I like to think that a lot of our success stories emerge from those two facts, that students are able to save a lot of money, but also they get a lot of individual attention. There's a tutoring through the TLC lab that we have at College of the Canyons. There's a lot of resources for our students, and those resources and all those benefits really have shown for a lot of students, have really shown a path to excellence that we're extremely proud of, and we love to share with our other prospective international students. So for example, one student here is Darian Azani, who was accepted to UCLA, UCSD, UC Santa Barbara, UCD, UCI, UC Berkeley, and he chose to go to UCLA. I think he, as I recall, he really enjoyed the sun of Southern California, so I certainly respect his decision to want to stay local. Jarrett Durian, who was accepted to Berkeley, UCLA, UCSD, UCI, and Jarrett chose Berkeley like I did, a little more tolerant of the rain, and we're really proud of Jarrett. And we also had the next student was Mosay Park, who was accepted to UCLA, UC Berkeley, UCI, UCSB, UCSD, UCD, and UC Riverside, and also chose to attend UC Berkeley, my alumnus, my alma mater. We're really, really proud of Masai. And again, taking advantage of the excellent UC system, going to UCLA, UC Berkeley. We have Dana Levine, who is a former student, and I think she really shows kind of the breadth of schools that are open to COC students, because she was, of course, accepted to Berkeley, UC Davis, but also UNC Chapel Hill, Northeastern, George Washington, and chose to transfer to the University of California, Berkeley, and she has since graduated. And she's a great example that we always love to share with our international students, because she is someone who wasn't just accepted in the UC system, although of course she obviously was received in the top UCs in California, but also schools outside of the United States, because we understand that students may come here and decide, I'd really like to go to school in New York, I'd like to go to school in North Carolina, go to school in the capital of Washington, and those are opportunities that they are open to you. And thanks to the resources that we have at College of the Canyons, we can really help you get the leadership experience and get the grades so that you can pursue those opportunities if you so choose. For my story, I was a College of the Canyons student, ultimately graduated with my AA in liberal arts and sciences. It's kind of a transfer focused major, which is actually something that is really really special about the community college system. You can even have majors that are specifically curated and designed so that you can maximize your units at the community college level, so that when you transfer, you can minimize the amount of time you spend at the UC system. So for example, with me, I loved my time at UC Berkeley, but I was able to graduate after only a year and a half. And that was an excellent kind of cost savings to me, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's the same diploma as you can see there, the University of California, Berkeley. I graduated with high distinction. I got the same diploma. It doesn't say, asterisk went to COC for the first 2 years or anything. You get the same diploma. And for me, I got the cost savings on both ends, right? Through attending College of the Canyons first, I saved so much money in tuition. I stayed with family in the area, so that was a lot of savings. And then I was able to, because we had this special transfer-oriented major, I was able to then actually only have to do a year and a half of classes rather than 2 years. So that's a half a year tuition, which especially at a UC, it's certainly worth the money because of Berkeley and the education you receive, but it's great to kind of have that savings. And then for me, I subsequently actually came back to work at ISP with Dean Cheng-Levine, and then went to law school at Harvard Law School in Massachusetts, and then practiced for a little bit, and have now come back. And I just wanted to just close by sharing that, the reason I kind of did all this and wanted to speak with you all about this and have come back to COC to work with Dean Cheng-Levine is because I have seen in my own life, and Dana's life, and the life of our students, in what this institution, this really special place, can do for students. And to me, it's so unique that COC has so much to offer: the resources, the cost savings, the small class sizes, but it is also open to every single student, because usually an opportunity like COC will be very guarded and exclusive. But COC is a school where, as Dean Cheng-Levine said, really almost anyone can come study with us as long as you have the willingness and you're ready to put in the work. And it's such a special institution that I actually came back to work with Dean Cheng-Levine, work with ISPN, and I hope many of you will take advantage of that as well.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you, Ysabella. And, so academic excellence is the given. But there are many, many good schools in the world. Why COC? For me, location. Location, location, location. So I would like to believe that the majority of the students coming to study in the United States choose to come to study in the United States because you not only want academic excellence, you also want to experience what life is like in the United States. In California, as you know, is a state that promotes and then embraces diversity. And then that's very important because for students coming from other countries, you really don't want to end up in an environment that you don't feel welcome. At the College of Canyons, we're in Southern California. We love diversity. That's basically what we live and breathe and by. So if you look at the pictures here, those are the pictures I took just this past weekend, just kind of walking around. And as a matter of fact, this picture on the left, I just took it yesterday. And the picture on the right is I just took it this past week, just in our community, just by walking around. So why is location important? Because if you have a weather of 330 days a year, sunny, beautiful, perfect temperature, not only you will in a better mood in so many ways, you also get to enjoy life. You come here to experience academic excellence, plus the best life possible in the prime of your years. So why not choose a location that will allow you to do that? Santa Clarita Valley, as mentioned earlier, is top 25 safest city in the country of the United States. And in addition, as you can see, this is the United States. We're right here, right almost at the edge of the beach, but not on the beach. The beauty about that is around the beach is very busy, so I can get a little messy. We are in what we call master plan community. And it was surrounded by beautiful hiking trails and nature. We're close to Hollywood, 35 minutes Hollywood, 25 minutes to Universal Studio, an hour and 10 minutes to Disneyland. You really can't find a better location than that. And this is our town. As we have mentioned, this is the endless bike trails. This is the place where our director lives. Just right there, I think his window look outside this pond and he took this picture for us. This is our campus. And this is an area shot at our campus. This university center, absolutely gorgeous, clean, state-of-the-art buildings, sunset, abundance, beautiful sunset, and then it's just one of the town places. You just can't beat the beauty of Southern California plus our campus. And we have gorgeous COC campus. This is the buildings, as you can see, Performing Arts Center. For those of you into arts, we got 900 seats, state-of-the-art Performing Arts Center that top-notch, famous groups and singers have performed here every year. And we have, it's a big university, a big college. Last year, we have more than 2,000, I think, students graduated from our college. And that's even during the pandemic. And this is the state-of-the-art Performing Arts Center that I just talked about. We have large campus locations, 2 of them, plus an online campus for all your class needs. So you would not having a class to be able to take and meet your needs. For those of you who play sports, we've got good news for you. 17 sports programs. We don't just have sports program for the sake of having sports program. We excel at them. Our golf, both men and women, are state champions. And last year, before COVID hit, we have a student from Japan who won the state championship for women's golf. And then the one from Taiwan is the second place. And then our men's golf championship is a given just about every year. We kind of just say, hey, how come this year the news hasn't come out yet? Football, we've got national championship football. And then the football coach that took our school to national championship is now the dean of the athletic program. And all other programs. And this is also possible because why? Beautiful weather. You can play sports just about every day. You really have little to no limitation about what you can do when you come to College of the Canyons. I'm going to have Ysabella talk maybe a little bit about what her life is like living in Santa Clarita.
Santa Clarita is one of those really special places. You're so close to Los Angeles, you're so close to the beach. So you get all the benefits of living near a big city without all the downfalls of living near a big city. There's something really great about being in a safe environment where you can go walk around and be outside and enjoy your time. I think being safe and having that confidence in where you live allows you to do better on your studies. So personally, I'm a big outdoors person. I like going to the beach. I like going hiking. So I spend most of my weekends just doing that. And it's so easy. You're driving 20 minutes at most to get to a hiking spot. And an hour worst to get to Malibu. There's something really great to get to experience all of that. The neighborhood is fantastic. There's beautiful lakes. I mean, Six Flags is right there, which when it opens up again is going to be great. It's nice to live so near to the coast, but also in like a safe suburban pocket that makes you feel at home.
Wonderful. John, you grew up in this area. Maybe a couple of sentences, what it was like to grow up in Santa Clarita?
Yes, absolutely. So I want to echo everything Ysabella said because I think it's very true. Santa Clarita is really kind of this master plan community. It's very safe. It's very clean, and to the point that she raised, you're still able to visit the beach. You can visit Disneyland. You can visit Hollywood. You can visit all these locations, but then you have the opportunity to go home to a place that's a little bit separate, so you don't have as many of some of the urban blight problems that kind of core downtown Los Angeles area is known for. And it's been interesting to kind of watch the area change as I grew up. I've grown up here for since I was in elementary school, and now being a working professional. The area has really developed in so many ways, and there's a lot more offerings. There's a lot more food offerings that we have now. We have a lot more entertainment options that kind of are available that weren't available just a couple of years ago. So it's an excellent community, and in my opinion, it is getting better kind of every year. So as time goes on, by the time some of you arrive, we might have other opportunities, other new venues, new hiking trails that are always being opened all the time. And certainly once COVID lifts, where there's going to be more entertainment that will become available again. So it's a great planned, very safe community. And in fact, not only is it so great, it's actually getting better over time, I think.
Terrific. And I live here. This is my 16th year here in Santa Clarita, and I absolutely loved it. I brought up both my kids here. So when the students come here, the good and bad about not having dorms, personally, I don't like dorms. because I like my own space when I need it. And then because community college, majority of community colleges do not have dorms. So when students come to us, they'll homestay with family with houses like this. Like this is basically, this is actually up the street from my house. My house pretty much look like this. And beautiful big American homes that you would have your own room and bathroom and facility. Family issues are really engaging when it comes to interacting with our international students. Or you can do what Isabella is doing. You can rent an apartment, you can have roommates. And this area actually is only literally you can bike and walk from this area to the college campus. A lot of availability with just very upscale apartments that's relatively affordable, especially if you have a roommate or two. Kind of just to recap, what are the benefits of studying at the community college? You save a lot of money, like what Isabella was talking about. It's a very small class that both Isabella and John have experienced. Our class will never be larger than 35 students in the classroom. So the professors do know who they are and who you are. So when I used to teach, I was an English professor for a good 20 years. If students skip the class, I know. And then if I see them later on campus, say, hey, how come you didn't come to my class this morning, right? And then why is that good? Because when you are an international student coming to a new culture, new campus, new environment, new kind of learning, it's good that somebody actually cared that much how you were doing in the classroom. And that's how you end up thriving. And that's what CSC does really well. We're very proud of it. Hence, we have excellent students like John Garzon from from College of Canyons to Berkeley to Harvard Law School. My daughter, Dana Levine, that's my daughter, she did the same. And then she was able, like John, finish UC Berkeley in a year and a half and graduate from UC Berkeley at age 19. And this not because she's particularly smart. She didn't like school that much in high school. But College of Canyons totally changed her. And you have a lot of support, so like what John was talking about, the TLC, what Isabella was talking about, the support that she get. We continue to do so because that's what we are very proud of how well we do. To repeat just a little bit, because this is a new concept, right? If students right now are getting they're frustrated by staying at home, I would say take 1 or 2 online classes from home. You save a lot of money that way. You just pay the tuition, you don't have to pay the living cost. Either one semester, 1 year. Then you come to College of Canyons and you still get to transfer. The path is the same. Not because you're taking online classes, your path is different. No, the path is the same. So in this way, you finish 2 years with us, freshman and sophomore, and then you transfer to 4-year university and finish your junior and senior, and you get the same degree, the same diploma. Now, because like what Isabella said, it just kind of sounds too good to be true. In this case, it is too good, but also it's true, right? We make applications so easy. All you need to do is 4 pages, as you can see right here, to start. After you start with the application process, there are a couple more documents we'll need you to submit, and that's pretty much it. And some of those documents we know you already have. So when you're interested in it, you just email us, we'll get you through the process. When you give us everything that we ask you to submit, we will issue I-20 within 24 hours. So you know you're accepted, you know you can come and study. Here is our team. These are just people who are full-time, plus we have John and Isabella who also help us. And in addition to another 10 people that you have not gotten the chance to meet yet. That's me, I'm the dean of the program. This is Tim Honadale, who many of you will meet. Actually, sometimes he is your first contact person if you're with the school. With Maritza, who's a Spanish-speaking staff who also help AJ on the mission side of it in the effort to internationalizing our campus. AJ is a mission specialist. Before you even show up at our door, he knows who you are, who you want to study, which country you're from. AJ knows everybody, and he loves it. This is his passion. Naomi, who is our immigration specialist, has been in the program for more than 20 years. And she speaks Japanese. She supports students of Japanese background. With Amy Ui, we absolutely love Amy. She's our counselor. She also works with the other counselor as well to help international students. You never have to wait too long to see a counselor. In some schools, you don't get to see an academic advisor for 6 months to a year after you start a program. For us, you have to see Amy even before you come to COC, so you know exactly what classes you are supposed to take. So ultimately, this is us. College of the Canyons, we're very proud of what we do. We believe we excel at what we do. And we excel at what we do is because we have students who just absolutely love studying at the College of the Canyons. With that said, if you have any questions, please contact isp@canyons.edu. During normal business hours, you will get your email responded within 24 hours. And if you have any issues, any questions, you can always, even just one question, you can always email us. Your questions will be answered. So from here, I would like to bring back our roundtable speaker. Give me 1 second, please. So we believe College of Canyon is an ideal environment, especially for international students. And what I would like to think is we have students like Ysabella who chose to come, and she just happened to be in Southern California, right? For those of you who are making decisions coming, you have examples of people who you can reach out to that who will talk with you and share their experience with you. So if you have any questions, please email us at isp@canyons.edu. Ysabella and John, do you have any last words to finish the presentation?
No, I think that I love the school. I know that anyone else who will come here will love the school, and I'm excited to answer any questions or help out any way I can.
Likewise, I share Isabella's sentiment completely. This was a school that I loved from the moment that I started. It's a school that I still love. It's a school that I love so much that I came back to it after practicing law for a little bit. And I did that, and I want to emphasize I did it because I really believe in what this school can do, what ISP, kind of the mission that we have. I really believe that this is a special place that can change lives. And I hope that any students who are watching, please reach out to us, isp@canyons.edu, and let's see what we can do for you.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. We'll see you at the next webinar. Bye-bye.
Thanks.